Hi!
How are you doing?
I'm Roz Davis.
I'm Victoria Davis.
And welcome to our Grammy Night.
It's Grammy Night. I just got done watching the premiere ceremony on the internet. And we're just I'm sure the red carpet show is going on right now, and sooner or later we're going to turn on the telecast. But we have some news stories, some really interesting news stories, really, to bring to you before the telecast actually kicks in. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you. All right, well, the 60th Grammy Awards are just about to begin, and the Recording Academy is celebrating in New York City. This past week, the Big Apple has played host to meetings and parties leading up to this afternoon's premiere ceremony and tonight's main event, the telecast on CBS tonight, live from Madison Square Garden. According to Recording Academy press releases, tonight's broadcast will be hosted by the Late Late Show's James Corden and will include a myriad of performers like Lady Gaga, Little Big Town, Pink, Miley Cyrus, Elton John, Kesha, DJ Khaled, Lady Gaga, Kendrick Lamar, Bruno Mars, Ben Platt, Sam Smith, and U2. In celebration of the Grammy show's return to New York after 15 years, two-time Grammy winner Patti LuPone will reprise her 1981 Grammy performance of Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. And Dear Evan Hansen's currently nominated Ben Platt performing a classic from West Side Story and a special Broadway tribute honoring the music of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Leonard Bernstein. The Recording Academy will also take a moment to honor the victims lost to gun violence and terrorism at the various live music events over the course of the past year. And a special Grammy tribute performed by artists who participated in the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas, brothers Osborne, Eric Church, and Maren Morris will come together on stage.
Wow.
In a Recording Academy statement, President and CEO Neil Portnow said, "We believe it's incredibly important to pay tribute to those who lost their lives in these senseless tragedies, and to remind musicians and music lovers alike that live music will continue to be a powerful force that unites us all." CBS Entertainment also released a statement about the festivities. As part of the Grammys' return to New York, the Recording Academy worked with creative agency TBWA Chat Day and director Spike Lee on a star-studded short film titled New York Stories, featuring New York artists sharing New York musical stories. The film takes viewers on a musical tour of the city, from the Apollo Theater in Harlem to Jay-Z's Marcy's projects in Bedford-Stuyvesant to all neighborhoods and music landmarks in between. "I'm honored to be a part of this homage to the city that I love, that is welcoming the 60th anniversary of the Grammys into its big warm arms," said director Spike Lee. The complete short film can be viewed on YouTube. No, I don't think they can see the YouTube address.
No, they cannot. It can be seen on YouTube.
Okay.
But hopefully the show can be seen on YouTube, too.
Well, Madison Square Garden last played host to the Grammy Awards in 2003. The Grammy Awards have been in Los Angeles at the Staples Center for the past 14 years. In June of 2016, CBS and the Recording Academy extended their agreement to keep music's biggest night on CBS through 2026. The landmark deal keeps the Grammy Awards on CBS its home since 1973 for 53 consecutive years, establishing a new record for the longest continuous partnership between award shows and broadcasters in television history.
Wow, that's huge.
Well, there's a new Grammy Museum in town, at least here in New Jersey.
Hey, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
Jersey girls. And it's going to be, they're going to have a focus, well, I'll get to it, but on New Jersey artists.
Yeah, you're going to get to that in the story. This is going to be great.
Well, having opened this past fall on October 20th in Newark, New Jersey, the Grammy Museum Experience Prudential Center is capturing the imaginations of New Jerseyans and what is the Grammy Museum's first official outpost in the East Coast. According to their website, the 8,200 square foot space features interactive experiences that will tell the history of the Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
Great. Their website states the museum's mission as the Grammy Museum Experience Prudential Center shares its mission of the Grammy Museum at LA Live and the Grammy Museum Mississippi, which I didn't know there was one in the Mississippi.
I did not know that.
Soon, I don't know that much about it. To explore and celebrate the enduring legacies of all forms of music, the creative process, the art of technology of the recording process, and the history of the Grammy Awards, with a focus on continuing achievements of New Jersey-born artists. I like that.
Yeah, I do too. And there's been so many of them.
Yes. Josh Harris, co-managing owner of the Prudential Center, New Jersey Devils, and the Philadelphia 76ers, stated, "We are excited to welcome the Grammy Music Experience to Newark and the Garden State. The Grammy Museum captures the passion, spirit, and history of the most iconic names in music, and we're thrilled to be able to bring a platform to the Prudential Center that is fun, educational, and inspiring." Current exhibits at the museum include the Wycliffe Jean Rap Interactive, Ray Charles and the Raelettes, the Max Weinberg Drum Interactive, Roland Live, a live recording laboratory where museum goers can experience recording music with electronic instruments, Jersey Legends, and the Grammy Goes To, which is a display chronicling the history of the Grammy Awards.
Wow.
That sounds exciting. I hope I get a chance to visit it soon.
Yes, and you've actually we've actually been to the original
Grammy
Museum.
one in LA Live in downtown LA. We have been to, and that's a very nice.
It is.
Nice
It's a very nice space. They have a large amphitheater in there where they held educational events. And when we were there, and that was a couple of years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago when we went to the Grammys, we actually they had the Frank Sinatra exhibit.
They did, and it was
the
really,
last day.
It was the last day of the Frank Sinatra exhibit. It was way cool.
It was awesome, and it celebrated New Jersey.
Awesome.
Well, I have a story that's very near and dear to my heart. You know, I've spent a lot of time on advocacy, and I imagine the Academy will be speaking about advocacy because there's been speaking about all week. They'll be speaking about it tonight. Undoubtedly, one of the themes of Grammy Week is the Recording Academy's advocacy efforts. In the coming year, it will put its weight behind legislative issues like the Music Modernization Act, which has seen movement in recent weeks. From the ASCAP press room, last December, Republican Doug Collins, a Republican of Georgia, introduced H.R. 4706, the Music Modernization Act, to bring music licensing its first meaningful update in almost 20 years. Songs reframe the world. They show us reality as it is and as it could be. I introduced the Music Modernization Act to move music licensing law closer to where it should be. Today, the music industry is shackled to laws devised before streaming and even basic recordings existed. Laws that penalize music creators and music lovers alike, said Collins. Representative Harkham Jeffries, who is a co-sponsor on the bill and a Democrat from New York, is the bill's lead co-sponsor. He said the House Judiciary Committee has undertaken a thorough review of the issues that adversely affect stakeholders in the copyright ecosystem. We have heard a diverse array of perspectives, and it's clear that stakeholders on all sides of the copyright system believe it is outdated and needs reform, particularly in the area of music licensing. The bill, which has received bipartisan support from representatives in New York, Tennessee, California, and Texas, is designed to reform the music licensing landscape in 4 dimensions. The first dimension is Section 115 reform. This section of the bill ends the bulk notice of intent process throughout the Copyright Office, which can prevent songwriters from being compensated or compensated in a timely manner for uses of their work. Under the Music Modernization Act, the digital services would fund a mechanical licensing collective and in turn be granted blanket mechanical licenses for interactive streaming or digital downloads of musical works. The MLC would address the challenges digital services face today when attempting to match songwriters and publishers with recordings. This would lead to the creation of a transparent and publicly accessible database housing song ownership information, which actually BMI and ASCAP have actually kind of banded together to combine their catalogs already. That happened over the summer, so they're preparing for this.
Oh.
The second reform is the willing buyer, willing selling... Let me restart that. The second reform is the willing buyer, willing seller standard. The Music Modernization Act replaces the current compulsory license and statutory rate with a standard that requires the court to consider free market conditions when determining royalty rates. So that's a big difference. Right now it's just a set standard amount and they raise it every so often. This would actually depend on how much people are willing to pay for it. The third reform is the wheel approach. Currently, ASCAP and BMI are each assigned a single respective rate court judge. Under the Music Modernization Act, a district judge in the Southern District of New York would be randomly assigned from the wheel of district judges for rate-settling disputes. This wheel approach ensures that the judge will find the facts afresh for each rate case, based on the record in that particular case. The fourth reform seeks to repeal Section 114I. Currently, Section 114I of the Copyright Act forbids the federal rate courts overseeing the consent decrees that govern two major performing rights organizations from considering recording royalty rates as relevant benchmark for setting performance royalty rates for songwriters and composers. This repeal creates the opportunity for songwriters to obtain fairer rates for the public performance of their musical works. The Music Modernization Act also has support from the National Music Publishers Association, American Society of Composers, ASCAP, Broadcast Music Incorporated, BMI, Nashville Songwriters Association International, SAI, and the Songwriters of North America, or SONA. In response to the introduction to the Music Modernization Act, Executive Vice President Communications at the NAB, Dennis Wharton, released the following statement. The NAB appreciates the constructive efforts of Rep. Collins and Jeffries, as well as industry stakeholders on issues addressed by the Music Modernization Act. The bill is an important step towards resolving critical issues faced by songwriters, music publishers, and on-demand streaming services to the benefit of those parties. However, NAB has serious concerns about unrelated provisions of the bill that may unjustifiably increase costs for many music licensees, including local radio and TV broadcasters, who otherwise receive no benefit from the legislation. NAB looks forward to working with bill sponsors and impacted parties to resolve outstanding concerns. This story continues to develop. A similar bill has been introduced in the Senate, and I believe Jeff Sessions was a part of that. The NAB has issued additional statements, and additional meetings were held this week.
So, just to say, the Recording Academy is the organization that puts on the Grammys every year.
Yes.
And one of the reasons how they fund what they do is the broadcast rights to the actual show. There's other things that they do throughout the year. So they support basically advocacy such as the Music Modernization Act, and lobby for that. They also support aging musicians with Musicians Care, right?
Right.
There's also Grammy Camp, so young budding musicians can go and in the summertime.
The Grammy Foundation. Yeah, they can go in the summertime. I believe there's a Music Educator of the Year award that is available. They may even mention the winner on the show tonight.
They might. I believe it was somebody from like Brooklyn or the Bronx or something. Somebody from
they
one of the five boroughs this year. But it's just more than the actual Grammy show, the telecast that you see. They do a lot of other work on behalf of musicians and supporting artists and their rights.
Yeah, they don't just hand out rewards. Although it is a peer-to-peer award, it does recognize that this is actually their big fundraiser, so they can do all these other educational and advocacy things that they do
throughout the year.
Yes, throughout the year.
Well, it looks like it's time to go and review some of the nominees. You know, first of all, I just do want to say that about 70% of the Grammys are given out in a pre-premiere ceremony, and I think this year it was held at the theater at Madison Square Garden.
I believe so.
It's separate. It's a separate ceremony. It's basically a lot of people getting a lot of awards. A lot of awards getting read off continually. They do break periodically and have performances. I believe Ice-T and Body Count were one of the performers this year on one of those shows with Black Hoodie.
Paul Schaefer was the host.
Yeah, and so it's a separate show all by itself. It is part of the festivities. I find it to be extremely fun. The two that I've attended in the past.
It is really great. I wish they would sell those tickets separately, to tell you the truth, because that's the heart and soul of the Grammys. And, you know, people don't think about it or realize it, but at its heart, the Grammys are a union for musicians.
It is. And some people, you know, famous people actually show up to collect their awards at the ceremony. You know, Tony Bennett showed up today, right?
He did.
He did that 2 years ago, too, when he received a Grammy. So it's cool when you see some people walk in and receive their Grammys. You don't know who is going to come in and get them. And then there's a lot of the technical awards are given out as well. And like I said, it's like, I think it's a total of 83 or 84 categories this year. So
it is.
I think there was a time where they were up over 100, 111, or 112, I think was close to the record or something like that.
Wow.
So in 2006, and then they've winnowed the categories down over the last couple of years.
Wow.
So Anyway, so to get to the nominees, selected for more than 22,000 submissions across 84 categories, the nominations of the 60th Grammy Award showcase some of the most gifted and music makers of the past awards year. Can I start my whole paragraph
Please,
over again?
by all means.
Take two. Selected from more than 22,000 submissions across 84 categories, the nominations of the 60th Grammy Awards showcase some of the most gifted music makers of the past awards year. And as the only peer-selected music award, remember, people who are in that category work in that category to vote for the people in the category. The Grammy is voted on by Recording Academy's membership body of music makers who represent all genres and creative disciplines, including recording artists, songwriters, producers, mixers, and engineers. So when they're giving an award for the best producer, the best engineer, it's producers and engineers that are voting on those people who should get that award.
That's right.
It's not a popularity contest.
That's
it's
right.
the actual peers.
Yeah, that's true.
So
and
how much you sell.
As you were saying earlier, is that you actually have people are actually qualifying in certain categories to vote. So everybody votes in all the voting members, because there are different levels of membership in the Academy. I happen to be an associate member, but
She can't vote.
I can't vote because I don't have enough credits on tracks on distributed music, basically. Commercially recorded music. But for those who can vote, all of those voting members vote in have the opportunity to vote in the major categories, which we're going to go through a bunch of those. But then you actually have genre-specific categories, and I think you get a shot at 3 of them, but it has to be a category you have actual expertise in, so you can't just go out and vote for the comedy album because you like Dave Chappelle. You actually have to know if your thing is Americana music, because now you're considered an expert in Americana music.
Right. So, again, peer-to-peer award. It makes it very different from all the other awards that are given out during award season.
Yes. I'd like to introduce a special guest who's going to be joining us. It's the
What?
it's the
special
LowDown
guest?
Live financial analyst.
Oh, the financial analyst. Yes, that's right.
Crypto Keeper.
Hi, Crypto Keeper. How are you? Oh, my goodness.
Hello.
You're actually soy bombing it today. Soy bomb. One of my favorite Grammy moments was when that guy just stormed the stage somehow during Bob Dylan's performance, and I forget the year it was.
It's a while ago.
It was a while ago, and he started just like dance around.
He ripped open his shirt. He was an actual dancer in the scene.
That's right, and he ripped open his shirt and started doing his own thing with the words "soy bomb" painted on his chest, and it's kind of interesting to watch the footage from when I saw it live when it happened, but they actually have it in the Grammy Museum as a clip if you go to the one out in L.A. And he's soy bombing it. And just to watch the look on Bob Dylan's face, because he was none too
He was mortified.
pleased. Yeah, he really was.
He was not happy.
No, he wasn't. So soy bomb. I see you got your little. You wrote soy bomb on your chest today, Crypto Keeper. What?
That's correct.
Is that one of your favorite Grammy moments?
And it was an excellent moment. It really paid off for me. I actually bet that nobody would ever disrupt a Bob Dylan performance at the Grammys, and then they did.
Well, very good, Crypto Keeper. So, how much crypto are you keeping? You have some crypto?
Got some crypto bucks.
Some more Art Linkletter bucks.
Yes, some Art Linkletter bucks. I'm telling
making
you,
it rain.
A lot of money.
You're
making it rain up in here.
Very good. Anyway, so we're gonna get to the nominees. Is the Crypto Keeper helping us with the nominees, or is he?
I suppose he could.
You gotta work on that ventriloquism.
I am the world's worst ventriloquist, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I love it when the screen falls apart on us. Like, hey, let's just go into sleep mode. Why not? Okay. Well, we'll just have him look on sternly as we do this. Okay. So I think I'm the first one.
Well, yeah, I gotta read. The following is a sampling of nominations from the Grammy Awards, 30 fields and 84 categories.
Wow. Well, record of the year. This is a major category, and it will be announced on stage tonight. Record of the year. There's a choice between Redbone by Childish Gambino, Despacito by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber, The Story of O.J. by Jay-Z, Humble, Kendrick Lamar, and 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.
In Album of the Year, I guess I know who you want to win that category.
I just love 24 Karat Magic. It's a good dance song.
You gotta put your pinky finger to the moon or something.
Yeah, point your little finger to the moon.
All right, Album of the Year: Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino, 444, Jay-Z, Damn, Kendrick Lamar, Melodrama by Lorde, and 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.
Yes, I'd like to see 24 Karat Magic win, but the smart money's on 444. That's why I've got these Arclight glitter box.
You're betting on 24. You would like 24 Karat Magic because you like money
I do.
and things valuable.
I'm a very
and shiny
valuable
things.
man. Yes, shiny things. Still showing off my shiny chest here with the soy bomb.
Okay, very soy bombing. All right, so we're up to Song of the Year.
Song of the Year, Despacito. People are making a lot of hay over this one.
Well, it was a big song over the summer. People were singing it all over the land.
Well,
I mean, it was all over the globe. It was a global hit.
Yeah, well, it's hard to disagree with that. But it will be the first Spanish language song to win Song of the Year.
It would be, yes, it would be a first.
So Despacito, 444. Sean Carter there. Oh, Jay-Z. Sean Carter. Issues.
Of which I have many. Oh.
Yes. 1-800-273-8255. That's Alessio him. Anyway, That's What I Like, which was a Bruno Mars song, but there's a bunch of songwriters on it. And is that it?
It looks like that's it. Really? That's it.
That is it.
Best New Artist. Don't you have some...
Yes, well, this is a royalty-free broadcast, although we did just sing a few bars of...
Oh, yeah.
Bruno Mars. But anyway, so I want to show pictures of these artists because you might not necessarily recognize them. So I did make some pictures of them. I
for Best New Artist? Okay, so for Best New Artist, we have Alicia Cara.
Here we go. See? I'm a very talented artist.
I see that's a very good rendering of Alicia.
Yeah, I worked really hard on these. It's not like this is something that I did for 5 minutes this morning. Or this afternoon earlier.
You were working hard on it all week.
I studied on these
during Grammy week, you've been studying on that. Okay.
Yes, and I want to point out that Alicia Cara here has a very nice smile. And I noticed this when I was drawing this picture. In the months of study I spent studying these particular people and developing my portraiture. And I want to notice that she has a smile where all the rest of these people look like, oh, I'm famous now. Oh.
Okay.
So.
All right, so the next one up is DJ Khaled. There he is.
There he is, DJ Khaled.
I
want to go this way.
Yep, you do.
That's
there he is. Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Next up is, and I don't know this person, so I guess because they're the Best New Artist, but Lil Uzi Vert.
That would be correct.
All right, Lil Uzi Vert. Okay. Yeah. Julia Michaels.
Julia Michaels.
Yes. Right. Oh, you gotta pause there so the lighting can pick it up. There you go, Julia Michaels. And also for Best New Artist is SZA.
SZA. I love SZA. This is just great.
Yeah. That's a pretty good rendering of SZA.
Thank you. I studied for this.
All right, so the best. You're next.
Oh, it's Best Pop Solo Performance. Now, I believe this one's already been called. The choices were Love So Soft, Kelly Clarkson, Praying, Kesha, Million Reasons, Lady Gaga. I love that song. About Us, Pink, and Shape of You, Ed Sheeran. I'm not certain. I thought it might have been
Ed Sheeran.
I thought it might have been Ed Sheeran.
Well, the best pop duo group performance, Something Just Like This, The Chainsmokers and Coldplay, Despacito, Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber, Thunder, Imagine Dragons, and Feel It Still, Portugal the Man, and Stay, Zed and Alicia Cara. And Feel It Still, Portugal the Man won that category. So, whoop whoop. That was my favorite song of the summer, by the way. I really, yes. Because I've been kicking it since 1966. So I think that's true. That's where the appeal comes in for me. But anyway.
Best rock performance, and I believe this has already been given out. You Want It Darker, Leonard Cohen. The Promise, Chris Cornell. Run, Foo Fighters. No Good, Kaleo. Go to War, Nothing More. And the winner was Leonard Cohen, You Want It Darker.
All right. Well, the best country album was I guess they called this category already.
This category.
Cosmic Hallelujah, Kenny Chesney. Heartbreak, Lady Antebellum. The Breaker by Little Big Town. Life Changes by Thomas Rhett. And A Room, Volume 1, Chris Stapleton.
And I'm confused. I know Chris Stapleton won at least 2 Grammys.
So he may have won this category.
He may have won this category, but I'm not certain. Didn't get that one written down. Best Jazz Vocal Album, The Journey, The Baylor Project, A Social Call, Jasmia Horn, Badass and Blind, Raul Midun, who I was cheering for, Porter Plays Porter, Randy Porter Trio with Nancy King, And Dreams and Daggers, Cecile McLaurin Salvant.
Well, Raul Madone, he's a very dynamic performer. He's blind, blind since birth, and then but he is like fabulous. We've seen him live, and I love the guy. I really do. Best Americana album: Southern Blood, Greg Allman. Shine On Rainy Day by Brett Cobb. Beast Epic, Iron and Wine. The Nashville Sound, Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit, and Brand New Day, the Mavericks, which they were very good. I've heard some of their music, their new music this year as well, and I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, and I believe I failed to write that one down, but it has been called. Best Comedy Album, and I believe this was called as well earlier today, The Age of Spin and Deep in the Heart of Texas, Dave Chappelle. Cinco, Jim Gaffigan. Jerry Before Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld. Speck of Dust, Sarah Silverman. And What Now, Kevin Hart.
That's what I'm asking, what now?
Yeah.
Well, best song written for visual media. City of Stars, Justin Hurwitz, Benji Pasquette, and Justin Paul, songwriters. The track from La La Land, which that was a fabulous song.
Yes.
It's one of those ones, it's like an earworm. It gets in your head and you can't get it out. How Far I'll Go, Lin-Manuel Miranda, songwriter. Track from Moana, the songs.
Yes.
I Don't Want to Live Forever, from 50 Shades Darker. Jack Antonoff, Sam Dew, and Taylor Swift, songwriters.
I didn't realize she had a songwriting credit on that.
She does. She did. She sang it, right?
I guess she did.
I think she did.
Yeah.
Never Give It Up, Sia Furler and Greg Kirsten, songwriters. Track from Lion. And I didn't know Sia had a last name.
I did not know Ms. Sia had a name. No.
Stand Up for Something, Common and Diane Warren, songwriters. Track from Marshall.
That's correct. And City of Stars, I believe, was the winner in that as well.
Well, that's fabulous. Well, we have a few minutes left.
We do have a few minutes left. So I know a lot of hay was made over Ed Sheeran not receiving a nomination, but I gotta admit, he did take home 2 awards today. So I think that was a good thing, and I think that was something he can be proud of, and he wasn't too miffed about it at all. I also want to call attention to a Philadelphia band. The Christian McBride Band won for Best Large Jazz Ensemble for the album Bring It. So they actually did. And War on Drugs won for Rock Album.
Wow, that's great.
That is great.
Well, it's almost time for the Grammys, so we're going to let you go and experience them for yourself tonight on CBS.
That's right.
And me, Victoria, and the Crypto Keeper are going to be watching as well. So we'll have our popcorn out, and we'll be watching and rooting for our favorite stars. We hope you do, too.
That's right.
Have a good night. I hope you enjoyed the show. Maybe we'll be back someday.
All right, thanks.
All right, take care.
Thanks
I'm Roz Davis.
I'm Victoria Davis.
Ta-ta for
Thanks
now.
a lot, folks.